We're here at Kendall Jackson with Sonoma State University to answer your questions.
What's your name?
I'm Samantha.
Hi Samantha, where are we?
We're at Kendall Jackson Wine Estate in Santa Rosa, California.
Ooh, when is it founded by?
Kendall Jackson was founded in 1982 by Jess Jackson and his family.
Samantha, can you tell me a little bit about Jackson Family Wine?
Yeah, so Jackson Family Wines was also founded in 1982 by Jess Jackson, and he is the owner of that company as well. It includes over 40 wine brands in California, Oregon, Australia, South Africa, Italy, France, and Chile. And they are the parent company of Kendall Jackson and the 40 other brands, and so they are in charge of overseeing their companies.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. Oh, Samantha, tell me about Kendall Jackson's mission and value.
So Kendall Jackson's mission statement was originally to create premium and affordable California wine, but then they kind of developed it over the years to make it about family and friends and sharing good memories.
Oh, that's so lovely. Samantha, let me ask you this question. What is Kendall Jackson's most successful wine?
So their most successful wine is their Reserve Chardonnay, Reserve Vintner Chardonnay, and it became the #1 selling in America in 1992, and it's still the #1 selling today.
What?
As of 2018, there were 8,702 wineries in the United States. 4,392 of those wineries are in California. The wine industry in California is now struggling to keep up with the millennial market, which tends not to be very brand loyal. Since California is a leader in the wine industry, they must keep on track of the millennial market in order to stay on top. During this digital age, the wine industry is growing on many different platforms. The wine market in direct-to-consumer sales has grown, but only by 18.9% between 2011 and 2016. However, wine imports and online sales have grown 31% between 2011 and 2018, the rise of the digital era. Exports grew from 31% between 2011 and 2016. But however, the global market outside of the US has decreased. After consulting with Sonoma State University business marketing professor Damian Wilson, we were able to develop an understanding of the wine industry consumer. Wine is an aesthetic and an emotional product, and people who visit wineries are looking for an experience rather than to go and buy the product. When they are buying the product, they tend to go for convenience rather than luxury, such as buying online from websites like nakedwines.com or an online provider. Wine is a product that compels customers to consider more deeply and apply a template in communicating about it. The novice wine consumer might know wine by color, style, and dominant profile flavor rather than brand.
Oh, hello there, Andrew. Can you tell me about the products that Kendall Jackson offers?
Yeah, Kendall Jackson offers many other varietals besides their top 3 flagship wines, which are the Vintner's Reserve Chardonnay, first produced in 1982, the Pinot Noir, and the Rosé.
Andrew, how does Kendall Jackson price their products?
Kendall Jackson considers its price within the market as the best wine at the best price, ranging from $15 to $100.
Okay, that's not too bad. Wait, Andrew, where does Kendall Jackson place their products?
So the only tasting room of Kendall Jackson is located here in Santa Rosa. They have 4 production sites as well, located in Santa Rosa, Geyserville, Carneros, and Monterey. You can find a bottle of their wine on mostly any grocery store aisle.
Wait, Andrew, how does Kendall Jackson promote their products?
Kendall Jackson promotes most of its products through a volume of different multimedia tools over the internet, special events, printed advertisements, as well as word of mouth.
Hello, Julia.
Hi there!
Why do you think Kendall Jackson need 4 Ps?
We believe that the 4 Ps are important for Kendall Jackson in deciding where they stand among other sustainable wine brands in targeting that millennial market who is interested in supporting companies that are environmentally conscious.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why are we here today? What is Kendall Jackson's biggest issue that you think?
Alright, so we're here at Kendall Jackson to analyze their biggest issue, which is how to raise brand royalty to the millennial market through a different type of business marketing strength.
Hello, Brenna. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Can you tell me about Kendall Jackson's strengths?
So one of their main strengths is creating affordable California wine using sustainable practices. Well, actually, I have my friend Brian here to tell you a little bit more about how they use sustainability in their day-to-day life at Kendall Jackson.
Can you talk a little bit more about your sustainability? Because you didn't mention that previously.
Sustainability, yeah. Sustainability is just really what it means. Anything that we produce in growing the vineyards, so if it's leaves, if it's stems, if it's canes, if it's leftover fruit, all of that is gathered up and collected so that we can put it into compost piles and actually use that to put nutrition back into the vineyards. We make sure that we watch our water so that the water comes from wells, but we reduce the amount of water that we take and to actually make the wine. For instance, it takes usually about 12 gallons to make 1 gallon of wine, and we've reduced that now to 3 gallons. And in the next 5 years, we want to be able to bring that down, hopefully, to about 2 gallons to make 1 gallon of wine.
So, what is the difference between organic, sustainable, and biodynamic wines? Organic certified wines boast that your wine does not at any point during the winemaking process contain synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, and other chemicals. Biodynamic wine contains no chemicals and additives throughout the winemaking process. As the grapes grow, they are free of any synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, and chemicals. When the grapes are harvested and made into wine, they are free of any GMOs and sulfates. To be certified under either of the two biodynamic certifications, vineyards must maintain exceptional soil health, and vineyards must time their planting schedules with the lunar cycle for the best agricultural health. Sustainable wines aim to have a winemaking process that protects the environment, supports social responsibility, maintains economic feasibility, and produces high-quality wines. With millennials being the new and upcoming population for total wine drinking, they account for nearly 36% of the total wine drinking population by generation. With this, they also drink nearly 2.84 glasses of wine per sitting. This leads them to be the leader of the market when it comes to wine consumption and wine buying. Since millennials are the next up-and-coming wine consumers, they are now everyone's target market for selling wine. With this being said, we found in our research that millennials are more attracted to buying wines that are sustainable and good for the environment.
Wow, can you tell me about their weakness for sustainability?
So some of their weaknesses is that they're not marketing the sustainability practices that they're using to the correct target market, and this could bring a lot more attention and attraction to Kendall Jackson.
Okay, so who is their target market?
Their target market on this is going to be millennials. That is an opportunity that they haven't really taken advantage of, is marketing to millennials, especially their sustainability practices. And some of their competitors are already creating brand loyalty with this up-and-coming generation. And that is something that Kendall Jackson is lacking. But we believe that using their sustainability practices as a marketing platform is really going to take them to the next level and keep them buzzing within millennials.
Hi, Julia. Why do you think SWOT analysis is important for Kendall Jackson?
We believe that SWOT analysis is important for Kendall Jackson because we need to identify the internal and external factors that affect them and their strengths and the weaknesses. That way we can come up with a recommendation that best suits their needs.
Thank you.
Companies that possess a strong sustainability mindset and investment into a better environment for tomorrow, they will have a great return on investment. And so with KJ, Kendall Jackson's excellence in their sustainability wine growing practices to protect our land now, our soil, our air, and our water, their sustainability practices will be successful in a long run, and it will maximize their shareholder values. So through different social media channels, Kendall Jackson should use social media platforms as a way to promote their outstanding sustainability practices to millennials and in different generations.
Our first recommendation is that Kendall-Jackson use their marketing strategies to market their sustainability and sustainable wine certifications to their target market, millennials, using their social media platforms and a new labeling style. If Kendall-Jackson wishes to keep up with their current sustainability practices, they can still improve them by decreasing their use of glass bottles. Although wine glasses are aesthetically pleasing, only 30% of consumers recycle empty bottles. Recycling glass bottles equates to more CO2 emission during the process of recycling. Additionally, the weight of shipping glass bottles creates a heavy carbon footprint for the environment. For this, we suggest that Kendall-Jackson moves to more boxed wine. With boxed wine, consumers are recycling it about twice as often in comparison to bottled wine. Although there are many more materials that needed to break down for the recycling process, it still equates to less CO2 emission. The shipments of boxed wine are more environmentally friendly due to less weight on the carbon footprint. Kendall-Jackson is currently certified sustainable. According to our research, we found that millennials are searching for organic wine on the internet rather than sustainable wine. This is leading to more organic wine sales. With this information, we came to the conclusion that Kendall-Jackson should work with their team to create a more organic farming practice, eventually leading to an organic farming license, if they wish to keep with the millennial market. With this Google Words analytics, we can see the difference from the average monthly search from 2018 and 2017. The search for sustainability and organic wine has increased drastically from 2016 to 2018. With the push of adapting to environmental practice, millennials and sustainability lovers are drawn to a business who adopts organic and sustainable practices. This search will help the wine industry to shape the way they can target millennials and people who are invested in the brands with these environmental practices.
So what did we learn as a team?
So I think that we learned a lot about the millennial market and how it's growing. We're the next up-and-coming generation, so it's really important that brands are targeting towards us and targeting towards the millennial market. And since it's changing and it's becoming more digital and stuff like that, we need brands need to think about that. Also, the wine industry is lacking millennials. They're a much older demographic, and so getting millennials to be brand loyal is really important. Millennials are also really attracted to sustainable practices, and so that if they know that a brand is sustainable, they are more likely to buy that product and be loyal to it. We also learned that having a really awesome team and a team that is reliable and loyal can really make the project and make it a lot easier to work with and make it better. So that's a really important part of being in a group project as well.
Oh, Andrew. So if we have more time, what would we have done differently?
I think if we had more time, we would like to be able to compare Kendall-Jackson with other top wineries in this area, like Constellation, Coppola, other major wine industries up here, as well as maybe comparing this industry to the craft beer industry, like Russian River, Lagunitas, or the spirits industry as well, which is a huge market for the baby boomers, and who knows if it is as well for millennials.
Action.
Welcome to Kendall-Jackson.